My people have been coming to Earth for more than 2,000 years, and in all that time, we've had a policy of non-interference. My job is to watch over the humans and to report any significant discoveries that might propel them toward our meeting, or as my people would put it, first contact. Unfortunately, humans have their priorities all turned around. They fight and squabble among themselves when there are important issues to deal with, such as poverty and feeding the hungry. We know these things, but we're supposed to be neutral and have been directed not to interfere. It's hard sometimes to ignore the things we observe, but through it all, we constantly see the potential of humanity. We see those who would help others selflessly, and it gives us hope that when they are finally ready to be a bigger part of this universe, they will be worthy of being contacted. My name is Bo, which is short for Botastic Mankiller Haverman. Yeah, even I prefer Bo. I was assigned to Earth 9 years ago, and it has been a real learning experience for me. You could call my people the police of this galaxy. We actively look for sentient beings from all over the galaxy to both learn from and to get ready for that big day when the first contact is made. I sometimes wonder what the people of Earth would do if they knew that there were more than 400 different sentient beings throughout this galaxy, and that 23 of them had formed an alliance with us. All of that may sound grand and exciting, but there are great dangers throughout this galaxy. Dangers we hoped the people of Earth wouldn't get to learn about for many years to come. However, that wasn't meant to be. We have just learned that a hostile race known as Manath Prowlers have learned about Earth and all its resources. The Manathians take what they find with force and believe that it is their right as warriors and that the weak will always fall to the strong. If Earth and the humans upon it were part of our alliance, we would gladly come to their aid, but that's not due to happen for at least another 100 years. We are sworn not to interfere with undeveloped worlds, and the Manathians know this. My orders are clear. We are to leave Earth when the Manathians enter Earth's solar system. This has troubled me greatly, because in the time I've gotten to know the human civilization, I've formed a close bond with a few of them. Let me clarify that last statement. My people are advanced in many ways. Technologically speaking, we've conquered gravity, and we can travel in the blink of an eye. We have even learned how to manipulate our bodies in ways that would probably scare most humans. In fact, to say that we're advanced wouldn't seem adequate when comparing ourselves to humanity. It might be more accurate to say that we're several thousand years ahead of them. Anyway, after the first month of scans when I arrived on Earth, I decided to get up close and personal with them to see what else I could learn, and in order to do that, I had to change my features to look like a human male. I did a lot of research before deciding on a subject I was happy with, and when the big day came, I had to decide where I would reveal myself first. I eventually decided upon a bar that seemed to be a meeting place for strangers. At least that's what my research suggested. However, I'd done something wrong, which I wasn't really aware of at first. The form I'd picked and changed into was attracting too many people. I would later learn that the features and body of the human male I now presented was perfect in every sense of the word. Even other men looked at me as I entered the bar. When I approached the bar, I could already sense several eyes watching my every move. It was at that point when I realized I'd gotten something terribly right about the man I appeared to be. I ordered a drink and paid for it with no problem, and then took my drink over to one of the many booths around the room and sat down. It didn't take long before a young woman came over to ask if she could join me. I welcomed her and stood up to watch her sit before sitting back down myself. "Would you care for a drink?" I said. She responded with a yes, and I waved over a waitress. After that, she introduced herself. "I'm Victoria, but my friends call me Vicky. What's your name?" As she asked me that question, I suddenly realized that I hadn't thought of a name for myself. I quickly latched on to what Victoria had done by shortening her name, and did the same thing. "You can call me Bo," I replied with a smile. I couldn't help noticing at that point that Vicky was staring at me intently, and I was wondering if I'd gotten something wrong with my new persona. "Is something wrong?" I asked bluntly. "Oh, I'm sorry. It's just that you're perfect. I mean, I've never met anyone who looks the way you do," replied Vicky.